Hello everyone and welcome back to another Minecraft update video. Today's snapshot is 15w46a and it's another bug fix snapshot. So not a lot of new features here or anything terribly important, but of all the bugs I had a look over them, there are a few that are definitely worth showing you in this video. And you may have heard some rumours or talk going around that the way that mob spawning works has changed, and I did a little test and it would appear that it hasn't changed in the way you might think. So we're going to go to that at the end of the video. Looks like we've got a forest fire over there. We're going to start off with one of the changes to redstone. Now, this doesn't appear to affect redstone behavior, it's just simply their hitbox. So previously, all pieces of redstone have had a hitbox like this. They now have a different shape hitbox depending on what bit of redstone they are. So if we remove this one right here, you can see the hitbox changes on this one, and that means you can actually hit the block from above as well. So a singular piece like this just has a small one like that, and even though it doesn't touch the edge of a block, you can see that it will power what's ever next to it. So that's an interesting little change. I think this will be even more interesting if particular bugs or new mechanics emerge from this that we can use and exploit, but at the moment it just appears to be a change to the hitbox and nothing too major. So we're going to go through to the Nether next, and we're going to be flying as we do this. And this portal is this height for a particular reason. Previously you would have landed on the ground and you would have been walking, and they've changed it so when you go through the portal you're going to be flying on the other side. Now the game's going to lag for a second, which it's been doing, and I don't know why it lags horrendously when you go through here. Now that time it put me down a little bit lower, but most of the time when I go through I come out on the other side at the same height and I'm flying as opposed to standing down here, which I thought was interesting behaviour. And then what I decided to do was to make the portal on the opposite side bigger and see what would happen if I went through it at this height. And basically you go through and your head is in a block of obsidian, which would be really annoying if you were in survival mode. So that I think needs to be revised. There also is this horrendous lag every time we come through in this snapshot, although there's no lag when we go back through to the other side. So I don't know what's up with that, probably something that needs to be fixed. Anyway, let's move on to this next little change. I think this is pretty cool because it can affect epileptic people. Now, if you've used some XP farms, some of those overpowered ones in Minecraft, you probably experienced this where you're standing around and all of a sudden you've got loads of these swirling around in your face, and if you suffer from epilepsy that could potentially bring on a fit, which is not good of course. And so now what they're going to do is swirl around the bottom area, so when you're just standing here like normal you're hardly going to see any of them. However, when you move around they follow you and they can still get in your face a bit, so I think this could potentially be bad and probably something that might get addressed again. I don't know. Either way, I thought that was a cool change. Plus, moving around with all this XP following you looks amazing. On to the next one. We had a snowman around here. Let's summon in another one and let's nudge him off. At the moment, we have the mob griefing game rule set to false, and previously what these guys would have done is put down the snow on the blocks like they do. So if you set mob griefing to false, they will no longer place down snow wherever they go. And then last of all over here we've got some boats as well. This is supposed to have been fixed, and you can see that there is a change. There's this strange sort of visual effect going on here. Apparently the whole water in the boat thing was going to be fixed, and maybe the way that they attempted to do that worked on some machines but not others, and you can see here there's a definite conflict and change, so hopefully that one will be fixed in the next update. Rabbits have also been changed in this snapshot. They are now made to be like the Minecraft Pocket Edition version, which I don't have, so I've got some notes here. Haven't tested any of this stuff myself, but supposedly this is how the rabbits are now going to be in the computer version of the game. So they are 4 times more common to find out there in the wild with natural spawns. When you kill them with a looting sword, you're going to get 3 times the amount of loot that you got previously. They also now have lower health. They're going to be scared of players all the time, and they can eat all the different crops in the game. As I mentioned earlier in the video, there's been a fix with the mob spawning, which kind of sounds like they've broken something they changed a while back. So if you remember old versions of the game, you needed air blocks to start the spawning algorithm. So down here we have string covering our entire world. This would mean that no mobs could spawn, and then they changed it and said, okay, the spawning algorithm can start on blocks like this. And this bug fix may suggest that that has been changed back to how it used to be. So to show you that that's not the case, we are going to quickly set the time to night, and immediately we get mob spawns everywhere, so you can see that it hasn't changed. So that's it from me, this Minecraft update video. Do hope you have enjoyed it. I know there's not so much to report, but I always like to let you know what's going on. And if you're looking for something to do at the moment, something to watch, I'd highly recommend this game that I've been playing on the channel called Kingdom. It is fantastic. Maybe give it a chance and check it out. Of course, there's a link on your screen and in the description box down below. So if you enjoyed this video, please do leave a like, and I'll see you next week with the next snapshot, provided that it does have some bugs that are worth talking about. But yeah, that's it from me, so thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.